Hello, I'm Jay, owner of Volunteer Audio in Oliver Springs, Tennessee, and I'm making a short video to show you how to change a setting in your Soundstream Reserve HDHU.14si. So we are nuts about this radio. I love it, using it, it is amazing, and when you get one you'll feel the same way about it. But let me tell you what happened Saturday. Saturday we did 2 installs with them. One was in a 15 Street Glide Special. On the Street Glide Special in 15 it actually displays your actual oil pressure in PSI. Now my bike's a police bike, it doesn't have oil pressure at all. The CVO that I'm standing in front of here, it's a 17 or newer, it's actually a 19, and 17 and newer engines just had a switch that gave you oil pressure okay or oil pressure not okay. So it didn't display PSI. So this is really made for the guys that originally, your original factory radio showed you oil pressure in PSI, and it gave you an exact amount. But let me tell you what we ran into. On this 15 Street Glide Special, when we got done with the system, we fired the bike up and we wanted to listen to it with the engine running because nobody really listens to it going down the road without the engine on. So we got the bike running there, and as it's warming up, we get a check oil pressure indicator on screen. Now, not too concerning because we know iData has in here the ability to adjust that pressure, and here in just a minute I'm going to show you how on the radio to do that, so don't go away yet. So I saw the message pop up, I went into the menu of the radio and I started adjusting it down. Factory, it was preset to 26 PSI. We know that these motors, when they get warm, are probably going to run 13 to 14 PSI. The factory Harley indicator will tell you your oil pressure is bad below 10 PSI. But in the radio, I adjusted it down as far as it'd go and it stopped at 20 PSI. So Monday I reached out to the guys at Soundstream. They said it's on iData's side. They talked to the guys at iData. They've already released a software revision. So revision 1.3 for your flash software for your iDatalink Maestro module fixes this issue. It presets that level to 10 PSI. So now your oil pressure has to drop below 10 PSI before it will give you a warning that you have low oil pressure. It's also got the ability to adjust it on your own as low as 5 PSI. So now that threshold can be adjusted to wherever it needs to be. So enough about the issue. This probably is only going to affect you if you have a 14, 15, 16, or 17, because as far as I can tell, in 17 they swapped to a new sensor that did not give true oil pressure. It just said it was okay or not okay. So I'm going to fire this bike up. Hang out, I'm going to show you how to adjust these settings, and even if you have that 17 or newer, I'm going to show you how to adjust some additional warning settings in the menu. Okay, first I want to show you how to get to the screen we're currently on our radio. So you're going to turn your ignition on. You're going to take the info button, this being a CVO, it's got a back arrow, but we're just going to quick press this button. So let me go out of here, go back home. So if we quick press this button, it's going to bring up the motorcycle info screen. If you have oil pressure that can be read in PSI, it's actually going to say here 0 PSI. If your bike does not have a sensor that reads pressure and it only has that good oil pressure or not good oil pressure switch on the motor, it's going to say check oil. So now that we're on this screen though, and you'll see the check engine light is on, that is completely normal. Anytime the light is on in your speedometer and the engine's not running, it's going to be on here as well. If we fire it up, that goes right off and it says engine oil's okay. There's 3 little dots in this top corner that's going to get you to the Maestro features of the radio. So after you press those buttons, you'll see it says on the screen Maestro features. If we click Maestro features, we're going to get another set of options. Now I'm going to tell you, don't just go through this and randomly turn things on and off. You're going to be calling me trying to figure out how to fix things you've messed up. But from here, we're going to have things like maintenance. Here you can actually turn on and off a service interval and how many miles. So if you wanted to change your oil, let's just say it was every 3,000 miles, you can click on here and turn this on, and you can set an interval and it will actually pop up and tell you when it's time to do your service. That's under the maintenance menu. What we're going to talk about is alerts, because that's what we were talking about, oil pressure alert. So here we have check engine alert, battery voltage, oil pressure, tire pressure, low fuel. This is where you're going to turn alerts on and off, as well as adjust any threshold. Now on this bike, again, this is a 19 CVO Road Glide. It does not have oil pressure readout because the factory ECM does not see oil pressure. So we have the ability to turn the alert on and off. If your bike has an oil pressure sensor, the radio automatically sees it, and here it will give you the ability to adjust the threshold on when that's going to come on and off. If you have the original software that was out yesterday or last week flashed into your MRR, here is going to be set to 26 PSI, and you can turn it down as low as 20. Once you do the new update, the version 1.3, and if you want to know how to do that flash, watch our previous video where we show you step-by-step how to flash your ADS MRR on that video. So go back to that, just do the latest software. There's only one option. Put in your bike, select the option, it'll be the new software, and then you'll have the new ability to go to different thresholds. You can also go in here and set battery voltage. So you can set your threshold here and turn it on and off. So this is another example of how that would work. If we wanted to go here, we can go in and change our battery voltage up or down. Let me go back. Oh, got to go to alerts, battery voltage, go to threshold, do plus or minus, and then confirm. So if I wanted to lower it, 10 is the maximum. I can lower it to say 9.5. I can hit confirm. Now threshold's 9.5 volts. But you can set a warning on battery voltage. You can show or not show the check engine alert on screen, as well as things like tire pressure. If you have tire pressure and you want to turn the warning on for that, you can now set a threshold for each tire. This is very cool. It's all built into the radio, and if your bike has these sensors, then the radio will do it. You can also go down and do low fuel, so you can turn a low fuel warning on or off. So this is how you get to the Maestro functions and how you do those adjustments about alerts. Now back to the previous page, there's a few more things on here. While we're here, we'll go ahead and go over it. If we want to go to gauges, we can actually turn on things like the unit that the gauge shows in. If we have OBD2 communication, it comes preset to disabled. If you enable that, you can actually read codes in the bike. If you leave it disabled, you will not be able to read the codes. You can also go to, there's several other parts here that you can go through, track history about the gauges and such. I'm not going to go through every one of those. They're pretty self-explanatory as you click them. You can actually read the DTCs, current, and reset on your bike in this menu as well. And we don't have radar detection going yet, so radar settings are not set yet. But this is how we get there. We're going to hit the info button. We're going to be on the motorcycle info screen. Actually, we're already on the screen, so it's not going to go there. Once we're on this screen, which is the motorcycle info screen, those three dots take you into these additional Maestro features and allow you to turn on and off these warnings, as well as to adjust them so they don't annoy you while the bike is running, especially if you have the older software. So very easy to update. I just want to take a second. Anytime we see something is giving us several calls on the phone and people have questions about it, I'm going to try to make a video about it to make your life easier and to show you how to fix it on your bike as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. If you have more questions about the radio, you can call us at 1-844-30-AUDIO, and you can also comment right below this video if you have a question. I'll be happy to try to answer it there as well. So thank you so much. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And as always, God bless.